Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Welcome to Dumb SEO Questions, episode 249. Each week we meet here to answer the questions asked on the SEO Questions community on Google+, Facebook group Dumb SEO Questions, and also on our Twitter handle Dumb SEO QS. Or at least I think we do. But Masataki, do we still get questions on Twitter, or have we had a question on Twitter?
No.
No. Maybe we might stop saying that. All right. With us tonight we have David Rozan. David has an extensive history in SEO. He's a leading internet marketer. He resides in the southern shores of the UK. You can find David at writingforseo.org. Masataki Wasa is webmaster of wasaweb.net. He's also a Google top contributor on the AdSense community. And Masataki lives in Wimbledon in London, and on the west coast of the USA, Micah Fisher-Kirshner. He is head of SEO at Zendesk.com in the United States. He's also a regular on the public speaking circuit. Rob Mars is an AdWords aficionado. He resides in the Netherlands. He is also a Google top contributor on web search and AdSense. Web search and AdWords. I was probably still got that wrong, but anyway. Yeah, webmaster and AdWords, that's right. You can find Rob at marketbiz.nl, marketbiz.nl. And Tim Capper is a leading conversion rate optimization specialist and SEO. He's based in Corby, about 100 miles north of London. And he's also a Google top contributor on the Google My Business community. All right, our first question tonight is titled HTTPS except for the homepage. Eunice Berman asks or says that he's added HTTPS to a website and all pages redirect to the new version except for the homepage. Any idea how I can fix that? And I see he's updated it. He said he solved it. Modify the htaccess file, or use simple SSL redirect WordPress plugin. Okay. Any comments on that, guys? All right. Let's tweet that. We'll move on to the next. Josu Sanchez Arnelda wants to know if it's a good idea to put AMP in your posts. If many people visit your AMP pages, will they still pass you PageRank and domain authority? I'm asking this because they are served from Google servers and not from your domain URL. William Rock's visiting. Hello, William. William's an SEO. He's based in Kansas. He is also a Google top contributor on web search, and he's currently been underwater. Have you moved yet, Rob? Sorry, William.
We get our keys later today, and then we move in tomorrow. So it'd be nice to actually be on higher ground.
Cool.
Yeah, but
Okay, so what's the verdict on AMP pages? Any value for a smaller website?
I haven't personally used AMP, so I'm not fully sure. But I mean, the point with a lot of AMP is the connection of that with your website. So the value that's being passed to the AMP pages should be merging with your main site anyway. In theory, if everything is properly set up, it should be connected. I mean, if you think about it this way, what's a comparable one? Images, for example, images that are hosted on a CDN. It's connected to your site, and Google will actually even showcase it as your website in their search results. They recognize that while it's hosted on the CDN, it's connected to your site. So I kind of think of it in the same way, but I haven't actually directly tested to say for sure. But I would be surprised if Google didn't kind of equate the two together.
Okay, I think unless anybody else would like to jump in, I think that just about covers it. All right, let's tweak that. On to our next SEO question. Paddy Mantelins is looking for feedback on URL and H1. It's for an Ask the Expert column. Not so much from an SEO standpoint, but overall usability and branding. He said, I have several Q&As on page on various finance-related topics with a heading such as Ask the Expert, Topic 1, Topic 2, Topic 3, Topic 4, and more. The URL is ask-expert/topic 1-topic 2-topic 3, and etc. It looks a bit spammy in the URL to me. Am I being paranoid? Should I just go with ask-expert/14 in the URL? I think 14 lends much to it.
I'm assuming that there are multiple Ask Expert columns or topics every such time period. So on that assumption, I would see what are kind of an overarching topic of those 4 topics that you talk about. I wouldn't really put topic 1, 2, 3, 4 in the URL. It's just creates a bit of a little long. You know, basically the whole page is going to be the topic 1, 2, 3, 4, and that's a bit much. So I would think of it as, okay, for this, what is the thematic purpose for this one, and use that as what goes in the title, the URL, etc., and kind of that's the purpose of the page, rather than just like 4 different things trying to touch all of them all at once. That's kind of at least the way I would try to look at it. And yeah, Rob's saying in the comment, it's basically you're optimizing a page per topic. So 1 page, 1 topic, not necessarily 1 page, 4 topics. So it's just trying to find something that touches all those together.
Anybody else dying to jump in? Okay. Let me tweet that. Thank you for that answer, Micah. The next SEO question is from Jacob Punton. He's currently doing some link prospecting. Jacob said, hi guys, currently doing some link prospecting, even though this site, www.crcwindowcleaning.com.au, isn't linking to pornographic content, can this still be marked as spammy of some sort to Googlebot due to there being text on the page, such as XXX multiple times? Cheers.
Oh, it's a difficult one, isn't it? It's guessing what Google will make of the page, isn't it? It's not apparent to me why there is text XXX on these pages. Is it absolutely necessary to have XXX on them? I guess it must be, or else the question would have been asked. I think it's down to, if you have XXX on your page and you have a load of images and not very much textual content, Google may come to a conclusion that it's porn. And maybe there's what was that guy? That's old English guy with a ukulele who used to sing about cleaning windows and double meanings and stuff. Anyway, yeah. So I would say this is down to how good your content is. If your content is clearly about cleaning windows, I wouldn't worry too much, unless you've got XXX so much all over your page that it starts becoming XXX stuffing, pun intended. Yeah, so I would make sure that you have good content and lots of it, and hopefully Google won't make the mistake of thinking XXX is something to do with porn.
Excellent. Thank you for your research on that subject, David. All right, let's tweak that one and on to our next SEO question. This one from Jose Sanchez Arnalda again. He said, or it's titled, "The Index 35 days ago in Google and then gone." Josu said, Yosu, I guess that should be. He said, the homepage of my website is showing in the 8th position in Yandex, the main search engine in Russia, for my main keyword, but it's not being shown in Google. The page is indexed, but not shown in search results for that keyword. It is very strange. The site was indexed 35 days ago in Google. Maybe it is still thinking about where to rank the page. I don't understand. Is this normal? Sometimes Google takes more than a month to show the page on the results. The rest of the pages are already showing for different keywords. It's just the home page. Please, could somebody help me? Thanks a lot.
Well, he basically is saying that he's showing up for additional keywords already, just not the main keywords, and also for the main homepage. I'd be curious of what those type of queries would be, if they're more actionable based off the theme and relevancy of those keywords, and also checking Google Webmaster Tools. Just see what pages, go in the page query, so go your pages, and then search by query and look at what those pages are actually gaining traffic with. And going back to the home page, look at the home page itself and just see what variation of keywords are showing up. It might not be your master keyword right off the bat, but it's only a few, a month and a couple of days.
Yeah, in the Facebook group comments, Alan Blaywise provided some good feedback as well on that. It's definitely can be common for a small site that's just started off to get a page index, but then get kind of what perceives to be thrown out or reduced thereafter. It's mostly kind of what goes into, let's just say, supplemental index. And really for that situation, it just means you need to start to gain essentially more authority, aka links or exposure that Google can see as a way to be seen as more authoritative for that topic. You can't you can't just sit and wait and expect to show up for everything. So you actually got to spend time in marketing in order to showcase that, hey, this is, my site should be ranked for this term. And you need to look at the values of what Google considers as a part of that. So if you don't have very many pages and you don't have very many links, those are going to suggest to Google that their other sites are going to be more appropriate for that query than anything else. But yeah, just as a background, Alan looked into it, didn't see any generic issues with the site across the board. So no issues of penalization or suppression, as you put it.
Yeah, the other thing I would add would be the looking in your analytics and going back to those queries historically when you were getting a little bit of traffic to them, and looking kind of what happened with the visitor experience. If they were instantly going to the website and bouncing, that's a pretty good signal that that query was inaccurate for Google. And they might test that a few times looking at visitor experience, but then at the same time, they're not going to show a query that it might not be relevant. So going back to what keywords.
Excellent, guys. Let me tweet that. We'll move on to our next SEO question. Here we are. Paddy Mantaloons on last mod data in the XML sitemap. He said, on a less than 500 page site that's steadily gaining trust and traffic, what percentage of time could I estimate that Google takes notes of changes made to pages that have updated last mod data in the XML sitemap when it's crawled?
I don't know if that would be something I'd be constantly looking for, because Google's going to crawl it. Once it's in the sitemap, it just takes its own time, and the bots are picky what they want and what they don't want on a certain day. So, watching your webmaster tools, I think, is going to be key on this one, and just also looking for any errors too. You might actually have some errors inside that sitemap, and you want to keep an eye on that as well. But that's not different if it's been crawled or not. You'll see that in your dashboard as well in Search Console.
Yep. Anybody else? Righto. Our next SEO question is from Rick Carley on writing content without diluting the relevancy or authority of existing pages. Rick said, hi, I'm really interested in how to write. Okay, I just said that. For example, he said, let's say I have a page of content that is the absolute authority for a given keyword. It ranks #1, and I always want it to come up on a search engine results page. If fresh content updates in the form of new pages are required to remain competitive, how can the original page stay the most relevant and visible in searches?
I don't think so. I think part of the confusion on this stems when we say help to stay relevant and competitive, we don't mean necessarily that all the other pages are there and competing necessarily against the one you're trying to keep up, but rather either that content needs to be refreshed or the other pages help to supplement through internal links the value of your main page. And it's that connection as you're expanding your site around the topics within different parts of it. And those other pages help to supplement your main focus, directing to that main page. So Google can kind of see, okay, this page is mainly about your main keyword, and then these other pages are topics that are supplemental or complementary to your main one. And it's in that way that helps to stay relevant and stay authoritative for your existing set or single page, if it may be.
Yeah, and basically to build on that as well, you're taking that top level theme that's already ranking, and that supplemental information that's actually linked in the actual content could actually help the visitor experience, right? So if it's a highly technical environment that you're talking about, you can bring them over to answering those technical questions in a little bit more depth. It's not going to take away from the top authority. It's going to actually help the authoritative branch, I guess you could say, where you still get to keep your main keywords, but then you have the other supplemental long tail keywords that come right along with it that you might not have actually tried for.
Okay. Neil Cheeseman asked a question on the relevancy of content. He said, any thoughts on this? On a WordPress post about content A, about a news item, a sidebar widget, brackets, reviews of other not directly related items, brackets, displays links with an H2. If these are not directly related to content A, would you suggest removing the widget, or try to look for content that is directly related?
I'd be curious if they've actually done any heat map studies or recordings of how that widget is interacting with, and if it's actually being used by visitors.
I would say, yeah, I agree with you, William, but I would say that I wouldn't be concerned at all. I mean, Googlebot would be, well aware that this is just a natural consequence of a page. It will have some links on it, which or some data on it that's totally not the same as the page that the keyword that the particular page is aiming for. It's that random chaos that makes you genuine. I wouldn't be concerned at all.
Yeah, I wouldn't either, but I would probably, like you were just saying, Jim, you're going to have a different landing page you might have the different theme, but different links on the side or something like that, but take advantage of that real estate that's sitting there where you can actually take advantage. So if they're on a topic and then you have another way to actually create a call to action, bringing that visitor over to another area in that website that you want them to go. That's kind of the goal, is drive conversion, visitor experience. But don't let that go to waste, that piece of real estate on that page.
Yep, fair enough. All right, I think I've tweeted that already. Let me check. Yep, I have. All right, it's that time again. We've successfully answered all of the questions asked this week on the SEO Questions community on Google+, and also on the Dumb SEO Questions group on Facebook. We'll be back at the same time next week to do this all again, but for now,